Welcome back, Nation of Glory. Today we bring you a story that embodies heart, faith, determination, and the kind of courage that rises only when life pushes a man to the edge of darkness and demands greatness in return. Today we are diving into the unbelievable story of a warrior, a man who came from humble beginnings, who fought his way through life and history alike. A story of greatness forged inside fire, of a boxer who refused to stay down, a man who lived not just with fists but with a spirit so powerful that it inspired millions around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the legendary journey of Evander Holyfield. Sit back, hold tight, and feel the pulse of a life lived in the ring and far beyond it. Evander Holyfield was not born into privilege, not raised in luxury, not handed a throne. He came into this world in the hard-working neighborhoods of Atmore, Alabama, on October 19, 1962. And life, right from the start, demanded strength from him. He was the youngest of 9 children, and his childhood was a daily test of resilience. Poverty was familiar. There were no silver spoons, no glittering paths waiting for him. Yet inside that young boy was a spark of ambition, a spark of spirit. He didn't yet know he would become a legend, but he knew something: he wanted more from life. He wasn't going to just survive. He was going to rise. His family moved to Atlanta when he was a child, and it was in those tough neighborhoods that destiny whispered to him. At 8 years old, a little boy walked into the Warren Memorial Boys Club. Not because someone told him he was destined to fight, not because fate rolled out a red carpet, but because he wanted to be somebody, to prove himself. He saw a boxing ring and felt something stir inside him. A little boy with oversized dreams and a hunger for respect. That club would become his foundation. And that boy, he would one day leave as a warrior sculpted by sweat, pain, discipline, and heart. Holyfield wasn't big, not at first. Kids around him were stronger, bigger, and faster. But what they didn't have was the fire burning inside him. He trained like someone who believed his life depended on it. His coach knew from the beginning, this boy had something special. He had heart. And heart in boxing, it's worth more than muscle. It's worth more than talent. Heart is what gets you up when your body screams to stay down. Heart is what pushes you through the final round when your legs tremble and your lungs burn. And Evander, he had more heart than anyone who stepped near that ring. When the world saw him represent the United States in the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles, they saw a young man hungry for glory. He fought with ferocity, with precision, and with the pride of a nation behind him. But fate threw him a cruel twist, a controversial disqualification in the semifinal match, a moment that could have broken a soul less determined. But Holyfield didn't collapse. He didn't cry over injustice. He accepted his bronze medal with grace, though we all know, he deserved more. But his eyes were already looking beyond the Olympics. He knew the truth: champions are not defined by medals. They are defined by moments, and his greatest moments were still ahead. His professional career began soon after, and the boxing world quickly learned what the streets of Atlanta already knew: this man was relentless. A cruiserweight fighter who carried power like a heavyweight and speed like a lightweight. People called him small. People doubted him. But Evander never let size define destiny. He fought to become the undisputed champion of the cruiserweight division. He didn't just win. He dominated. He unified titles. He fought with grace and with fury, proving that champions are not born where they start, but where they finish. The climb to heavyweight was where legends are truly sculpted. Everyone said he was too small, too light, too nice. But this was not a fairy tale dreamer stepping into the lion's den. This was a warrior stepping into history. And the heavyweight division at that time, it was not a gentle place. It was the land of giants, the land of ruthless punchers, where men swung fists like sledgehammers and fought for pride, power, and legacy. Holyfield earned his way into that arena step by step, one victory at a time. And then came the night that the world held its breath. The night he faced the unstoppable force, Iron Mike Tyson. The world believed Tyson was invincible. The youngest heavyweight champion in history, feared by everyone. No one expected Evander to survive. Experts said he would be destroyed. Odds were stacked against him. But warriors do not fear mountains. They climb them. And on November 9, 1996, the world witnessed one of the greatest upsets in boxing history. Evander Holyfield defeated Mike Tyson by TKO in the 11th round. It was not just a victory, it was a statement. A roar to the universe. Heart is stronger than fear, faith is stronger than power, and belief can break any wall. Holyfield reclaimed the world heavyweight title and silenced every doubt. That night wasn't just boxing. It was destiny meeting its rightful owner. But destiny wasn't done with him. On June 28, 1997, Evander would walk into a ring for a rematch that would become perhaps the most infamous moment in sports history. The crowd roared. Cameras flashed. Two titans stood ready, and what happened next shocked the planet. During the fight, frustration and fury consumed Tyson. Instead of fists, he attacked with teeth, biting Holyfield's ear. Chaos erupted. The world gasped. The referee stopped the fight. Some men would have broken that night, would have fallen into anger or vengeance. But Holyfield stood tall, calm, composed, unbroken. That night, in front of millions, he proved again, true strength is not in fists, but in character. This wasn't a career built only on victories, but on the resilience to withstand storms. Holyfield faced defeats, doubts, and pain. He suffered injuries that would have ended other careers. He was told to retire, to quit, to give up. But champions do not walk away from their calling just because the world grows quiet. And Holyfield was not just a fighter of flesh, he was a fighter of faith. His belief in God, in destiny, in resilience, that belief fueled him through every setback. Through every bruise, every defeat, every moment where his body tried to surrender, his spirit shouted louder. And through it all, Evander Holyfield kept pushing. He kept training. He kept fighting. He won titles again. He lost titles. He fought battles inside and outside the ring. There were financial struggles, legal battles, and personal storms. Life threw everything at him, yet he remained standing. That's something people forget. Life will hit harder than any boxer. But Evander, he understood something greater. Champions are not men who never fall. Champions are men who rise every single time. Holyfield fought until 2011, nearly 3 decades in one of the most brutal sports on earth. With 44 wins, 29 knockouts, and a place forever carved into boxing history. But beyond numbers, beyond belts, beyond headlines, the legacy of Evander Holyfield is something deeper. The legacy of a man who gave everything, every drop of sweat, every beat of his heart, every ounce of his soul to his dream. He fought the greatest. He beat the greatest. And he became one of the greatest. But the true beauty of his story, it doesn't end in the ring. After boxing, Holyfield did not fade into silence. He turned to guiding the next generation, to inspiring young fighters, to helping communities, to building opportunities. He built a story bigger than belts. He built a life that shows the world. Greatness is not measured by what you take, but what you give. Life tried to knock Evander Holyfield down countless times, but the truth is, he never stayed down. His life is the anthem of perseverance, a shout to the world that faith and discipline can climb mountains, that determination can write history, and that no one, absolutely no one, has the right to tell you what you cannot become. Think back to that young boy in Atlanta, the one who used to stare at a boxing ring with hope in his eyes and dreams in his heart. That boy never let go of his dream. And because he held on, the world witnessed one of the greatest warriors to ever lace up gloves. He taught us that strength is not only in your hands, but in your heart. He showed us that humility can walk with greatness, that faith can walk with power, and that the loudest victories are not always shouted from the mountaintop, some are whispered through scars. So today, as we close this chapter on the life and legacy of Evander, the real deal, Holyfield, remember this: life does not give greatness, life challenges you to earn it. Holyfield earned it. Every punch, every round, every rise from the canvas. And you, watching this today, whether your fight is in a ring or in the world outside, remember that greatness lives within you too. You don't need to be the biggest. You don't need to be the fastest. You just need to believe, work, and refuse to quit. Holyfield's journey is a reminder. Dreams are real, destiny is real, and glory belongs to those who give everything they have and then give more. And for that, he will forever remain not just a champion, but a symbol of heart, courage, faith, and the power of never giving up. Thank you for joining us today on Nation of Glory. If you felt inspired by this journey, if this story moved your heart or fueled your spirit, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with someone who needs motivation today. Stay strong, stay humble, chase greatness, and we will see you again in our next chapter of legendary lives. Until then, Nation of Glory, stay blessed, stay proud, and keep fighting for your dreams. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.